Microsoft Planner or Teamwork.com, two big names in task management, but which one actually gets the job done best? On one side, Microsoft Planner, the seamless solution integrated with the Microsoft ecosystem. On the other, Teamwork.com, a robust platform dedicated to helping teams work smarter. We're stacking them up in tests that matter to you. Features, collaboration, integrations, pricing, and overall ease of use. Let's skip the marketing lingo and dig into what really makes a difference. Each round earns points, and by the end, you'll see clearly which one comes out ahead. But the final winner might surprise you. Let's get into it. Okay, before we jump in, here's the mind map. The categories we're stacking up: price, features, integrations, usability, collaboration, and of course, security and compliance. Basically, all the real-world stuff that matters when you're choosing a project management tool. Let's talk about price. So, Microsoft Planner. This one's easy. If you're already using Microsoft 365, Planner is just there waiting for you with no extra bill. Honestly, it feels kind of like finding free Wi-Fi, but, and there's always a but, it misses some of those snazzy premium features other project managers advertise. Teamwork.com, on the other hand, feels more like a pay-as-you-grow service. You get a free tier, but if you want all the bells and whistles, the price ticks up, especially if your team is like anything bigger than a garage band. For straight-up value, Planner this one's is. Features. Oh man, here's where things get spicy. Planner keeps it super basic. If you just need task lists, assignments, maybe a check-in with Microsoft Teams, it totally works. But if you're craving things like Gantt charts, time tracking, or resource scheduling, yeah, Planner's kind of like, sorry, not on the menu. Teamwork.com, this thing is stacked. Gantt charts, time logging, custom fields, full reporting, the works. You might have to spend a minute poking around at first, but if you want control and mad features, Teamwork.com gets the trophy here. Integrations next. Planner is the king. Well, maybe more like the Prince of Microsoft territory. Everything syncs with Teams, Outlook, To-Do. Outside of the Microsoft bubble though, it gets lonely pretty fast. Teamwork.com is basically ready to date every app in your tech stack. Slack, Google Drive, CRMs, you name it. The only catch? Sometimes the coolest integrations need a paid plan. Still, for flexibility, Teamwork.com takes the lead. Oh, and here's something cool you might not know. Microsoft Planner actually started as something called Tasks and only made its debut as Planner back in 2016. Makes you wonder what it'll look like in another 5 years, right? Usability. Okay, this is where it gets a little personal. If you live and breathe Microsoft, Planner is like home. Super simple, nothing unpredictable, barely any training required. But if your projects get big and hairy, the interface starts feeling a bit cramped. Teamwork.com, tons of customization, dashboards, permissions. It all sounds awesome until you realize you kind of need an onboarding session. For this one, honestly, it's a tie easy wins for Planner. But if you love to tweak stuff, you'll love Teamwork. Collaboration. So, Planner does a decent job for smaller teams, especially since it's built into Teams. You get the basics. But if you want to pull in clients, manage cross-functional teams, or run an agency, Teamwork.com was literally made for that. You get client portals, project templates, the whole 9 yards. You do have to set it up for max value though. Still, Teamwork.com is the clear winner if collaboration goes beyond your office lunch table. Now for security and compliance. Here, Planner flexes its Microsoft muscles enterprise-grade security. Compliance documentation stacked to the moon, and you just know IT is happy. The only tiny downside? You can't always control where your data lives. Teamwork.com isn't playing around either. ISO certifications, GDPR features. But you might need to actually read some policies and tweak settings. Still, Microsoft Planner edges out the win with that all-in-one compliance comfort. Okay, quick visual check. If you picture the scores, Planner is just rock solid on price and security, but Teamwork.com's chart spikes on features, integrations, and collaboration. It's not like one is all green lights, but their strengths are super clear. So if your day is mostly task lists and random follow-ups, especially in the Microsoft world, Planner is a total no-brainer simple, free, no setup mess. But if you need all the project management power tools or your team runs complex client work, Teamwork.com is where it's at. For this face-off, Teamwork.com edges ahead, but you've totally got to match your choice to your messiest needs. Alright, let's settle this in the comments. What's your go-to project management tool, and what's like the one feature you just can't live without? Let's hear it.